We're back with another video, and to mark that we're going to be doing a rehouse. There's a few things that we've got to update on, obviously, because it's been a little while since I last posted a video. Let's start with the unfortunate news that I have finally lost our first ever spider that started off the hobby for me, which was our GBB, the Chromatopelma cyanopubescens. Green bottle blue, yeah, he matured probably 2.5 years ago now, some point in July 23, and he's been doing really well. There was a period of about 6 months where he wasn't eating very much at all, and I thought it was going to be close. Then he started to eat again. He was almost like fighting to cling on, and he lasted about another year after that by taking Morio worms mostly. He wasn't really interested in dubias, but he seemed to, if you cut the head off a Morio, he would attack it quite severely. So he ate on the Tuesday and then passed on the Thursday, unfortunately. His abdomen was looking quite small, and that's the first spider. I mean, he's lasted a while as a male, and especially as a mature male. I was quite impressed with him. Sad to see him go. Sad to see him go. It's not. I've lost a lot of spiders, but obviously he was the first one we ever got. So yeah, it was a bit hard to take. But anyway, we also had a molt with a couple of Canberra guys that obviously didn't do too great with the molts, and unfortunately we lost another little baby of those. And that's pretty much it for the bad news, really, which is also good because there's not much bad news to report. So we've got some spiders that need to be rehoused because of their molting. And the 6 baby avics from the egg sac last year, those guys are feeding well. I haven't moved them up yet because they're still taking pre-kill food, and I want them to sort of find the source. So I've been a bit reluctant to move them up, but I think it's now coming to the time where they're going to need more space. They seem to do well with more space, and I don't want to leave them too cramped. So in a few weeks' time, that will probably be a video moving the avics. I've also have a caudatus, the Tarantuhalla caudatus, the mustard baboon. That molted the other day, and so I'm going to give that a little while to harden up, and then we'll be moving that because that one definitely needs a new house. It's put on some size, so I want to move that over. And then back to today, what have we got? Well, we've got the Bumba horrida that needs to move up. This one's I've been putting off for a little while. It does need to happen now. Poor little guy's running out of room in his little tiny enclosure, as you will see. And it's just something that I've been meaning to do, and things have just got in the way, so I need to get this one rehoused anyway. And we're in Rehouse Central. With this spider, there's nothing we're going to need extra care with, I don't think, today. We've just got something to move it with. New setup, old setup, single catch cup, just in case. Now, these come from, I think, northern Brazil, and they're a little bit skittish, but in general they're pretty well behaved. This one has just, they eat like machines, so this one's always food hungry. So if I put the brush in like that, it will be following the brush, because no doubt it will want to chew it. So I'm going to use this end, because otherwise it will be forever trying to get these out of its fangs today. But yeah, the unique thing with these is they have almost like a polished carapace. They don't seem to have that hair that makes it look more of a matte finish. They look quite glossy on their carapace, and they also have legs that look more akin to like a true spider. They don't tend to have the big pads. They've still got pads, but they don't tend to have like big obvious pads with obvious hooks. They look like they're treading on spikes almost, like a lot of the true spiders. Anyway, right, setup's going to be going from this ReptiZoo enclosure to this 1.5 litre one. As you can see, it's quite a bit deeper, quite a bit larger, lots more volume space. I always talk about volume. Standard hide, bigger water bowl, a little bit of greenery, more for aesthetics of us, really, to be honest with you. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get some of this soil out and put it into here, mix it in. I like doing that at the moment because I feel that the spider then has somewhere that it sort of has its own sort of web, its hormones, pheromones, whatever it is, put laying down on the soil to make its home its own, it tends to then sort of have a bit of familiarity with it. How true that is, I have no idea. I always moisten sort of like a corner over of the enclosure anyway, normally where the water bowl's kept, just simply because, you know, obviously spiders want water, and if it wants more water it will go over to the water. If it doesn't want it, it will end up to the other side of the enclosure. So, standard setup. Not going to do too much with this one. I'm not sure how long this thing's going to actually end up living in here for, but irrespective of that, it's a nice standard setup. Different substrate today. I had some of this lying around. It's the Habitat spider soil. Right, let's take the lid off of you, sir. See what you're going to be like today. See if you're going to actually want to go straight in, or what you're going to do. Let me move around a little bit. Okay, right. You gonna have a walk up that way? Just make contact with your bum. You don't have to go this way, you're gonna come up. You're gonna come up? Well, you wanna know what this is? Right, and now its feet are on the top of this. I can give, there we go, and we entice it up. I knew it'd follow the brush. We knew it'd follow the brush. A beautiful one. I mean, I say that with all of them, but this one is absolutely stunning. Come on in. You're going to come down? You're going to come all the way over? There we go. And we're in. Now the trick for me is going to be trying to get some of this substrate out of here while he's in his new setup, because I didn't bring anything with me, did I, to put this in there. So I may end up doing this off camera. I'm just going to get a few scoops. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll use. Use the new water bowl, because I haven't actually got any water in here either. Doing well today, aren't we? So we'll just take a scoop of this. This has got a little bit of moss in it and stuff like that. And like I say, just trying to give it some sort of familiarity with its old soil and the new. Try not to tip that all over him, make him jump. There we go. I'll pack that down a little bit, maybe use the water bowl. Not too much more. Oh, he's going to have nowhere to go. This one's a bit of a bulldozer actually, so he will probably move every single thing that I've put in here around at some stage in the very near future. I did bring water in here, what's all of that? You see how calm he is? I mean, he's got no reason to move. Give this corner a bit of a soak. And leave the rest of it as it is. And that's it. It's a very, very easy rehouse with this one. You can see what I mean about the carapace. I mean, the coloration of it. It's a gorgeous spider. It has like marks on its abdomen as well, like they're not very clear, but it's very dark on the top middle and then sort of fans out. But the carapace, as I say, is almost like a gloss finish. Very beautiful spider, and the legs, very long, very spindly. Look extremely like a true spider. Stunning. Absolutely gorgeous spider. Right, and that is the Bumba horrida, the Brazilian redhead. Aptly named, I think. Let's go back to the room. And that, guys, was the Bumba horrida, which is the Brazilian redhead, and you can see why it's aptly named that. Northern Brazil, like I say, pretty average humidity, so they like it relatively dry in most of the enclosure and then a bit of moisture around the corners. I tend to just overflow the water bowl, very similar to what Tom Moran does with his. And I've had great success with it. It's successfully molted a good few times with it. I've had it probably coming up to a couple of years now, that one. So quite a slow growing spider. Beautiful. I really like looking after this one. Always good to watch feed. And like I say, sometimes can be skittish, but most of the time it just plods along like it did today with the rehouse, which was very simple and nice and easy. So if you did enjoy today's video, guys, please give it a like. Do appreciate it. Thank you so much for getting me to the 1500 subscriber mark. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully I can get some more videos out in the next few weeks. Anyway, guys, I'll catch up with you later.